Hey, how you doing? I just want to talk about the program and how they're using all these actors that you see, celebrities, and all these familiar faces that you see on television, and they're using them to plan catastrophes, pandemics, all types of series of events that are taking place, on the other side of the world, while bad things are happening to these actors, or they're lashing out, they're slapping people, or they're dying and things like that. Everything is like orchestrated, and something else is taking place. Something else bad is about to happen, in a lot of circumstances when these actors are like acting out and they're doing things on television, on in front of the world, and you don't know what's happening after they do those things, what catastrophes are going to take place and things like that. And I'll give you an example like Kobe Bryant and things like that. After the Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, there was a pandemic shortly after, straight away. And if you want to like go into Kobe further, there's a lot of like cryptic stuff about Kobe and the pandemic, what's going on, and how it correlates and everything like that. And it was all like they used him for like a series of events. You understand? That catastrophe took place, you know, and that's they program that into the algorithm, where they use that. And then you get people like Will Smith and that, slapping Chris Rock and everything. We don't know what's about to happen next, after what Will Smith slapping like Chris Rock will do. What kind of trouble it'll cause on the other side of the world or in their own country and things like that. Mark my words, something not good is about to happen when that took place. You know what I mean? When they show that type of display of a man slapping another man and things like that, being disrespected and things like that. Something else will take place after that, you know, and they're using celebrities like that all the time, and recently, we had a man named Shane Warne, and he's a cricket legend in our country, and he's well known around the world. And, he died at the age of 52, right? And shortly after, there was a flood. There was a massive flood in our country, in Lismore and all types of areas around northern New South Wales, in Sydney, in Queensland, and that. It was completely flooded when Shane Warne died. He was 52 years old. And on the same day, another politician we had in our country, Australian politician, also she died at the age of 52 years old as well. And they both died on the same day, right? And they both died at the age of 52. And guess what? They both died of the same causes. They both died of a heart attack. And we had this massive flood in our country take place. And that shortly after, while these people died, we had catastrophes straight away after that happened. And, they're planning like weather events, wars, all types of things with actors and celebrities and things. You understand? There'll be some sort of movie that'll come out on television, for example. Say they'll have this new movie that's coming out or whatever. Like you know, uh, the new Marvel movie Morbius. It's about a vampire who's going around, who's a doctor who becomes a vampire and goes out and he's got all these new superpowers and things like that. After these movies, like they show these movies, it's all a big distraction from what is really taking place and things like that. They're like planning events and things like that, and it's the movie about a vampire. It's a movie about like a man who like feeds off other men and things like that, and he's like a vampire and things. And we don't know what's going to take place after this, what kind of ritual that is, you know what I mean? What kind of ritual is taking place. And they're using all movies, they're using actors, they're using all types of things, in the algorithm. Everything is like an algorithm, you understand? It's They're obsessed with numbers. They're obsessed with astrology. They're obsessed with symbolism. They're obsessed with all types of like thing, their patterns and things like that that correlate to what the world events, and then they unleash hell on people and things like that. And it's all systematically being used with numerology, everything. These people plan all these events to a T. You understand? They like predict people every single day. You know what I mean? Even in my daily life, they plan for me. Where I had a job, where I had everything in my life. I had a family. And then all of a sudden, I was followed around by these gang stalkers and that, right? And, they tortured me, they raped me, right? And then I had to, like, leave my job, quit my job. And, I had to leave to another state even. I had to get in my car and run for my life because they tortured the fuck out of me. You understand? And they planned all these events, series of events to take place in my life so that, this these are so that I would end up like broke or whatever like that in the gang stalking program because I'm not an agent like them. Because I'm not an agent like these people. And they plotted and schemed against me so I would have nothing in my life because I wasn't, an Agent Smith in the Matrix. And that's, everything. Actors, don't think for a second, actors aren't being used. They all know about gang stalking and things like that, these actors. You know what I mean? They're all in secret societies and things like that. They wouldn't have a fucking job, man. You know what I mean? They'd have nothing like me. They'd be on a pension like me. You know what I mean? They'd make those actors kill themselves. You know what I mean? Some people wouldn't last a year, the shit I've been through. Wouldn't last 1 year going through the crap that I've been through this sick shit. And they're plotting and scheming like all types of things on people every day. And it's algorithmic, it's programmed, it's a program. Everything is like orchestrated and things like that. They, they, they plan all those things 10 steps ahead. They use TV shows, they use movies, they use all types of Oscars, they use all types of events, and then shortly after you see a catastrophe happen after that. Always, some weather event, something to do with politics, religion, whatever, pandemics, you name it. It's all coming out. You know what I mean? And they use actors all the time for that. And anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. With that being said, take care.